Hello and welcome back to Code 998 Cam. I'm your host Tom, and we're just going to go over, I just was watching Jeremy DeWitt, creator, digesting DeWitt conspires to get police tube taken offline. Okay, so let's clarify a few things here. This is going to be my final video on he likes to call myself and other people in the Jeremy DeWitt community petards, but for some reason his moniker is PT, like petard. So I don't know. But anyway, I want to touch on a few things. First off is being that I changed my name, it's kind of funny that this has now been taken, and it was 22 hours ago. This would have shown a lot longer than 22 hours ago. So I'm not sure what's going on with this there, Logan. But 22 hours ago, that's it's a little odd to show that it was just put up 22 hours ago. But anyway, on to some more stuff. So let's just change this and let's just go to Orange County public records, because there's a few more things I want to just fit in this video, because this is going to be the last police tube video that I'm going to do, because I'm not going to entertain him whatsoever. But it is funny that some of the audio on the previous video that I initially responded to was on, I recall it was on phone calls that I had no knowledge were recorded. And channels are, like some channels, including mine, like Police Tube, had mentioned hadn't grown as much as his. Well, that's because we do not buy subscribers, because it's against the terms of service. But Police Tube has no problem. It's funny when you see a video that's been up for 4 or 5 days, you have over 100,000 subscribers and like 60 comments. Probability and statistics say that is near impossible with that amount of viewers, especially if they're tuning in and they're so in tune, which a lot of people are, of Jeremy DeWitt. So you're not going to get 60 comments from 100,000 people watching your channel. No, he bought a lot of those people. If you see, like his numbers went up in chunks. Like you could buy 500 subscribers, 1,000 subscribers. So he spent money on that channel to grow it, like against YouTube's terms of service. Now, to touch on the taking down of Police Tube's channel. At the time, I did not think I was the one responsible for taking down his channel. And again, I am not the one responsible for taking down his channel. Police Tube is responsible for taking down his own channel. Because when you file a fake federal lawsuit to YouTube and they find out, they are going to remove your channel. So it's quite funny how he blames this on me, whereas his channel would still be up and running today if he didn't file, well, he did not file, but if he didn't submit to YouTube and myself a fake federal lawsuit document, which is a felony, by the way. Which brings me into my next topic. I had a phone call today, and I was quite surprised. I knew they had my number, which was interesting, but I got a call from the FBI today. And as soon as I answered the phone, I knew what it was regarding. Because personally, I don't get a lot of calls from law enforcement, if at all. So I got a call from the FBI today regarding one Logan. I'm not gonna dox him, even though we all know his name by now. We all know he's living over in California. In fact, we even know that he drives a Tahoe. So yeah, we know exactly where he is now. We know exactly who he is. There's no man behind the mask anymore. There's just a redheaded stepchild behind a computer that is totally pissed that his channel was taken down. So now he's going to try and retaliate, try and make other people look bad, because I don't know, his feelings got hurt. And that's the way that redheaded stepchilds respond. They respond like this because they were bullied all throughout school. So now they're just like, I could hide behind this keyboard and be a keyboard warrior. So yeah, whatever. I could care less, Logan. You could do whatever the hell you want. I know 100% fully after my phone conversation today that I and many others will have the last laugh when it comes to Police Tube, because Police Tube will not be around long on YouTube. In fact, in Fraudy's one video, the one cop made the statement during all this that when PT was supposedly breaking into this prison, which would have been the dumbest idea in the world, and I wish it were the 1980s, and I wish he did do it so that way they would have kicked his ass, but that's besides the point. But he said, well, this guy's channel is going to tank or be taken down. So, yeah, so there's that as well. So he just seems to get more brazen, thinking that, all right, well, I've been brought in once to be talked to by law enforcement, so, you know, and nothing's happened. I've done this to several people before, nothing happened. Well, no, that's not the case, Logan. The case is, there is a case against you. And funny enough, my conversation today, I will divulge just a small little snippet, as you will, of a tidbit, if you would like. My phone conversation with the FBI today was, did you lose any funds when Police Tube struck your channel with that fake federal lawsuit? And the answer was yes, because I had just reached 1,000 subscribers and I had gotten my AdSense account. So yes, all the people that donated and got their money back, because as soon as my channel was taken down, my AdSense was canceled. Yes, I lost money, and they had me try and actually judge how much money, if my channel was growing at the rate it was growing throughout the 14 or 15 months that it was by the time that I lost my channel. I think it was like August to December of the following year. How much revenue do you think you would have lost? And it falls within felony terms. So there's another felony there, because there's just so many crimes. I don't know exactly what he's going to be charged with, but he will be charged. And if I have to go testify, I will testify. I'll fly out to California or wherever the hearing will be. It'll be interesting to see. It'll be interesting to see him in person, and it'll be interesting to see him go to jail, because that's exactly where he is headed. So y'all remember that video where he hired somebody to say that they were this Logan character, so that way he could cover his tracks, because somebody found out his name a while ago, apparently, and they were pretty accurate about it. It stemmed from a video where he was impersonating a police officer, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, and I believe it was in a Tahoe, which is just funny when you think about it. But anyway, yeah, so I hate to break it to the loyal PT viewers, but Logan's trying to not, I guess he's going with the old thing, it's better to burn out bright than fade away. So he's trying to go supernova right now, which is quite funny. So that's enough of that. I've said my piece with that. I'm not going to entertain PT anymore. I'm not going to get into any debates with him. I'm not even going to watch his videos anymore. In fact, I don't watch his videos. I'm not subscribed to him. Somebody had actually told me that he had made another video, and if I was going to make a response video to it, and yeah, I agreed. In fact, I had a subscriber of mine reach out saying that his life was threatened. And this is not a creator. This is not anybody that Police Tube knows. Well, obviously he knows him because he threatened him, but I believe this was just in the comment section. Maybe it got to email level. And Police Tube had his channel shut down, probably with the same antics with the fake federal lawsuits. I'm currently trying to get a hold of this person outside of email into like an actual phone call conversation. To get more information, so that way I could pass it along to the proper channels. But yeah, so I got another email that in support of me, and in support of the greater good, because right now police tubes know better than Jeremy DeWitt. Jeremy DeWitt running insurance scams, police tube running different kinds of scams. That'll come up in light soon as well, which is very interesting. It goes really in depth. One day we will do a full story on who is police tube. Once all this is settled and the dust is settled, we'll be able to go in depth because it will be public knowledge. There will be news articles on this, so we'll be able to go in depth, and I will be able to show you everything and tell you everything. But until then, I got to keep things close to the vest. I was even told not to really talk about this, but it's also what the FBI had said was a damning piece of evidence that I possess. And then they had me try and substantiate how much financial loss over a 15-month period one would have if I were to continue on my path of subscribers covering Jeremy DeWitt. And I put down, I told them 15,000, which is a felony amount. It could be lower than that, it could be more than that. I think I was pretty modest. I probably could have made more over a 15-month period, the way the channel was growing, the way the fan base was going, everything like that. So it's just funny.
My projection, he's going to get more.
Jeremy DeWitt.
Just because of
all. So it's just funny that police tube's kind of in panic mode. You could kind of tell that now. But he's still trying to keep us cool, you know. But yeah, it's not happening. He's in a lot of trouble. In fact, let me try and find Polk County, because there's another case that's brewing in Polk County, Florida, that I don't think anybody has reported on yet. Everybody else is seeing the charges against Dewitte regarding the insurance fraud, which in turn he used the same invoice from one company that it was actually a quote, wasn't even an invoice, and he put that down as losses to several different insurance companies over the course of several years, which are all felonies. They're all felony 3s except for, so I think he has 9 charges. 8 of them are felony 3s, and there's the staging of the accident, which is actually a felony 2. So that one's a little bit more severe than the others. So it should be interesting. Yes, they do have Polk records online. Let's see what we can find here. It looks like I may need. Let's see if I go to public access. Hopefully I do not need. I probably should have done this prior, but I actually wasn't going to do this, but I figured instead of just a rant about, well, it wasn't even a rant, just trying to
we won't hear anything on her sentencing until March.
Party's last name.
I'll do a big video on that.
DeWitt.
We'll recap
First name
phony military career.
Jeremy.
What she did. But with that, I'm just going to close out. Hey, if you like the channel, make sure you subscribe. Hit the bell for notifications. Thumbs up helps.
And let's not put a date. Let's see what we can find. There's not going to be. I would hope there wouldn't be a lot, but who knows? All right, so they're not showing any case numbers. There is a case open in Polk County for insurance fraud. I do not see it yet, unless if they put it under a business name.
Hey guys, welcome to the MSG Retired YouTube channel. So today we did a short interview with an ex-employee of Metro State Enforcement.
Under the business name.
This is prior to
no, so there's nothing there.
Jeremy starting up the business for, as a funeral escort.
Yellow Cab
this is
Company
when they were actually doing security. The business was owned by another family member at the time. Jeremy was in charge of the daily operations. And
I don't think
the gentleman that I interview goes by the name of Roger.
I haven't checked also.
Which actually is a nickname. Also, the video's been blurred for identity purposes.
And let's just open this.
But I think you're going to find this interview quite interesting. And I think there's going to be some follow-up interviews
All right,
as
so
well
this
as
is
another
fraud,
person that's
first
an
appearance
ex-employee.
information sheet,
So,
which is confidential.
without further ado, let's get into the interview.
So this has just
All right, guys, I told
warrant,
you I'd have a new
the
video
court
coming
minutes from
out,
120.
and,
Not sure if anybody went over that yet.
I'm going to introduce
but
you to
it
Roger,
just,
not his real
so his
name.
original bond
Also,
has stayed at
before all you COVID
$5,000.
experts go freaking out,
But he's not
we
getting
are
out anytime
meeting the
soon.
standards for this area.
I believe
3
because
feet
his family
separation.
said,
We did a
yeah,
pre-
no, we're not going to put up any more money.
Pre-screening before we came in.
We're kind of
washed
through with
our
this
hands,
crap.
all that good
So
stuff.
yeah, no, you're
But
gonna
Roger
sit there.
was an employee
And he's using
Metro
a
State
public
prior
defender on
to
this
the
case.
whole funeral escort thing.
It appears
This is back
this is the
when,
first time I'm looking at it with
It was
you
a
guys.
security company.
So yeah, it looks like he has a
His
public defender in
mom
this
and
third-degree
another
felony,
woman,
which
what was her
is
name?
never good.
Leanda
You would think that
ran
you
this
would
thing. Jeremy
want
was the
somebody
day-to-day
a
operations
little
guy for
more
this. And what we found out,
knowledgeable
we
about
now
the law.
know how Jeremy got
Nothing against
all of his military
public
stuff.
defenders, but
and it was through deception.
I would want a
And I'm going to let
really
Roger talk
high-paid,
about
high-profile
how he
attorney representing me.
ended up down there.
cases
Well,
like
not
this.
how he ended up in Florida,
But for Jeremy,
how
I
he
guess it doesn't
got the
really
job.
matter. So
working
okay,
for
so
him.
here's all the cases
And,
that are here now for
Roger
Jeremy.
is a veteran.
So let's go down and through.
And thank you for your
This
service.
is the affidavit of warrant.
And he is a
affidavit to
veteran. He was
issue
a
a
brand
warrant.
new
And the
soldier when he was
arresting
down in
affidavit.
Florida.
So
He
let's
was
see what
with
it
the
says here in
National
the
Guard.
arresting affidavit.
And,
all right, so
of
it just gives us
course,
information here.
Impressionable, brand new guy in the
And
military.
it goes through the
And,
accounts, which are
I'm going to let
9.
Roger talk a little bit
Narrative
about
on January
how
19,
he
2023. I met with Jeremy DeWitt at the
ended up
Horizon
meeting
Jail
up with
Complex,
Jeremy, how he got
which
the
is the
job,
one that PT
and some of the things
supposedly
Jeremy
wanted to
had
break
him do,
into, apparently.
in regards to
The
acquiring
Horizon
some
Jail
military
sounds familiar.
equipment, dress
With the
screen,
Orange
so on
County
and so
Jail,
forth.
where he's being held
Roger,
for
if you could just
failing to
start down in
comply with the
Florida.
conditions of his probation
so
for
pretty
unrelated
much,
felony charges. By the way, did
I ended up,
anybody
when I got
see
down to Florida,
the
I
one
ended
video
up,
on So I Dated a
getting
Police
my
Impersonator?
security,
How
license through
there was
the
a
state of
really
Florida,
good,
because
like
you
a,
can't
like
do
a
security unless
really,
you have the licenses.
her channel really
So
turned
at that
a
time,
corner.
I just
It was let's support
applied
Jeremy, let's
for
support Jeremy
the
to
position that
bam,
was
let's put up all this
on
shit about
Craigslist
Jeremy. But she
for,
was saying Jeremy was working
Metro
so
State.
well, he was doing everything
And
that he could.
at
No,
that
he wasn't.
time, I
He did
ended
not
up
have his
meeting,
channel taken down. If you
Leanda and
have your court
Jeremy
order and you
at
submit it to
a
YouTube, YouTube will
Starbucks,
automatically take your channel
which I
down.
also
They won't
ended
even
up meeting
hesitate because
those
it's a
two
court order.
individuals again
But
at
Jeremy
the end of
didn't
my
want to do that
employment.
because it's income.
at the same Starbucks.
He wants to try and get away with as much as he can. All right, so we met with him at the jail and surprised him, or didn't surprise him. I'm sure he knew these things are coming. The new felony
right off the
charges
bat,
for Jeremy DeWitt provided him with a
after
copy of the
I
arrest
was,
warrant
told, Jeremy
and afforded him
and
the
Amanda
opportunity to
that,
ask me questions related to
I
the
was a
charges.
veteran.
Later that day, I completed
Jeremy
the booking
at that
paperwork at the Orange
point
County Jail
said,
booking
"Oh,
and
hey,
release center.
just by the way, you know,
So there's his warrant
you
for
can just call
arrest
me
with the darkened out
Omarsky."
picture because it's
And I'm like,
photocopied.
okay,
5
no
foot
problem.
985
And he
pounds.
goes,
It's probably
you know,
changed since he's now in
I'll
jail.
give you
But yeah, here's all the
whole
counts.
story of it.
9 counts,
Story,
with
which
all
was
being
that
felony 3s, except for
ended
the
up,
staging motor vehicle crash, which is a
losing a
felony
friend
2.
of his,
So it's a little bit
in
more
the,
serious.
Ranger
And
battalion that he belonged
wow,
to,
I did not know this. On each
that,
count, there's a $5,000 bond
ended up losing
for a
his
grand
friend,
total of
which called him Omarsky, which I guess
$45,000.
in
Plus the other $5,000, so that's his
but
bail
he
is
would always
$50,000.
require us. I mean, once we
So
got in, once
he
I
would have to
started
put
working
up
for him, I
$5,000,
started to realize it
which
was
is
like I
his
was doing
family's not gonna
everything
do.
for him. He
So this is on the 17th
had
day of
me
January
take
2023.
him,
The
'cause
warrant
I was
unit,
like,
interesting,
I'm going
very
to
interesting.
McDill Air Force Base to go get a few things, and he goes.
So yeah, I did not know it was
Can
$50,000.
you,
That
can I
is
go with you type deal, and
crazy.
you just drive. So I ended up driving out there.
But here we go.
And he was
Here
giving me the
is,
long spew the whole time. On
Michael
I-4,
Warner.
all the way until
He
we got
is a
into
law enforcement
St.
officer that
Petersburg,
is with
Florida,
the Financial Services
which
Division of
he was like,
Investigative
you
and
know, like,
Forensic
yeah, I just
Services,
can't drive
Bureau
on
of
base,
Investigation Insurance
due to
Fraud.
my, I guess,
So
something that
he's
he did
tasked with
on post. And he was
insurance
using the
fraud
right
claims.
words. He was using
because there's a
you
lot
know,
of people that
military,
like to think that they're owed
jargon
more money or
that,
like to
you
trick
know,
the
most
system.
veterans are
So
gonna
they'll
know.
do whatever they can to try and get as much money out of the
And I just pretty much
insurance
just
companies,
let
and
him
most
go.
of the time
So
they'll
we
pay it,
ended up
like you'll
going
see here,
into,
because he's
clothing
claimed
and sales,
close to $20,000
and he
several
had me
times
buy,
and gotten it.
Well, he was
in
paying
fact, we
some of
heard
it,
Jen
but I was
talk
also
and
paying
say
for some
that
of
he
it.
once got a
But
check for
he had me,
$10,000, and he's like,
run
"Yeah, I don't
everything
remember."
all on-
That just goes to show me
when
that
I
he's got
went
so many
through,
checks for
because
$10,000
the
or more
lady-
that he
Did
just
he have an
doesn't
excuse
remember.
about not having an ID card?
Or he's going
Yes,
to
he
claim
did. He had an
amnesia or
excuse for
some
everything
weird
when it
BS.
came to doing anything.
But this
It
just
was,
goes through
I don't
and just
have
tells
it,
you
they took
everything
it,
here,
I'm no
how he
longer
used
in,
everything,
so you don't
and
get one.
they give the
I even
policy
asked him, I said,
numbers.
what about a VA card or something?
They met with
And
Ronnie
he
to
has-
interview her.
Yeah, I don't
And
wanna
she's just
use
like,
the
we saw the
VA.
video too, if you saw it
I'm
on.
gonna
So I
lose my,
dated
top
so I slept with a police
security,
impersonator or whatever the hell our
clearance.
channel is.
And I'm like, okay, I mean,
That
you gotta do what you gotta
Ronnie
do.
was just like, yes, no, that's my
And,
husband. I
it
don't
just
have
went
any
on. It
cars.
was,
I have one car.
So we ended up buying
Bam.
quite a bit.
Automatic
We ended up
sentence for
having
Jeremy.
me get him
She
a,
totally screwed him over, threw him
new,
under the bus, said, hey, I say,
dress
how you
green,
doing? See you later.
Long sleeve shirt.
How you doing? Keep it
He
moving,
ended
so to
up
speak.
getting,
yeah.
I ended up buying him actually a bunch of
And
boots,
apparently she is
as
out
well
of
as
the
ACU
country right
tops
now
and bottoms.
because she knows that
And
she was
then
in on this. She's
he
not a
had,
victim
had me
whatsoever.
getting, him new,
And it's funny that some
was
of the
the other
people
one, class-
that went
class
to go
A,
see Jeremy while he was in jail this most
shoes,
recent time was his lawyer
which,
and
I ended
Jennifer.
up,
Because Ronnie is nowhere
later
around,
on
which is,
giving-
I guess, is
giving him
good.
a second
It's
set
good
because
anyway.
I had
Because
a
I
set
saw the
that
video
I
of
ended up
her
getting all
interacting with the
scratched
police
up
as a child in her
during
arms.
basic,
I would have called Children's
because I got
Services
rid
the
of
way
it
she was
before
screaming
West,
in that
West
kid's ear.
when I was in basic.
That's
So I
child
ended up scratching the hell
neglect.
out
You
of
should
it.
not be screaming at the top of your lungs
Haven't
with
we
your
all been
kid
in front
right,
leaning
like with your
restaurant?
mouth right
This
next to your
is-
baby's ears.
And Roger
So
became
if I was one of those
suspicious
police officers, I would have
at some point, but then his
I don't know.
employment
I don't know
with
if it
them
would have
terminated. I guess they
climbed
were
to
shutting the
the
business down.
Yes, they
threshold
were.
for
April, what was that, April
disorderly
09?
conduct.
I believe so. Yes.
I'm sure they could have solicited it from the
emails
neighbors
that you had
saying, "Hey, do you hear this lady screaming?
And I
She
was looking
bothering
at it
me?
and I
Yeah,
saw
here,
where
write
they
down a
wanted you
statement.
to
We're gonna
show
take
up
her
at
in for
that
disorderly
Starbucks
conduct." They could have
to turn in
solicited
your
that,
IDs
but they
and your
didn't.
uniforms and that stuff.
But yeah, no, that
And,
the only way that kid is going to have a
it's
future
kinda crazy,
is
and Roger reached
getting
out to
adopted
me
by a good family.
to advise me that he was an employee down there.
So
And this
yeah,
is,
that
like I
leaves
said,
police tube
prior
out
to
of the matter.
Metro State.
Even though he
Now,
does have
he
a
brought some
family.
patches that he had.
I wonder when his son's
And
going
I'll
to start his
photograph
own
those.
channel.
And I'll throw those
Taylor
up on the
Trace
screen.
or whatever the
I'm
hell his
also
name
going to
is.
use them as a thumbnail.
I don't know when he's going
Now,
to start a
these are
channel. Or if he has
pre-
one already, or if PT's father's going to have a channel.
LAPD looking badge.
Should be
and,
interesting. I don't know.
you
We'll
know,
see.
these
But we'll
new
get
Metro
down to
State
brass tacks with the whole
patches
family
and
there
stuff.
once
So
this
this
case
is
is over with
pre-
PT.
current status of the funeral.
Just because.
So there was some other things. You
Spam
did security
mail
work
coming
at
up
some
on
of the big
my shit
apartment
here.
areas.
Yeah.
And Jeremy
But
was
anyway,
driving around in
so
a-
yeah, and then
his
sexual
blue,
offender fails to report insurance.
four-door
So this just goes through the
Durango,
whole battery
which was
of
outfitted with
charges
all,
that they slapped
white
him with,
lights
which we knew were coming,
going
which
from
we were
front to
hoping
the
were
rear,
coming, which did
but
actually
also
arrive, which
it
is
had,
fantastic.
two blue.
So yeah, there's
lights
that.
on either side.
And let's see
of
what's
the,
next
SUV
on
as
his
well,
calendar here.
That
Because
it
that was that
outfitted
one.
with.
We go back.
And
So the
we
warrants
ended
were
up
served on
pulling,
123.
pulling into one of the
We
apartments.
need to go all the way
that,
back to this page and go to this one
did
because this one's
security at,
reopened
which
because
we
this
ended
is
up
a violation
losing
of
it anyway.
probation. Yep, VOP, violation of probation, or violation of community
we
care.
pulled in there and he
yeah, what
ended
community
up
something? I
turning
forget
his
what it
lights
is
on.
exactly.
It
If
was
you know, put it down
four
in the comments.
individuals or so
But let's open
that
this in
he,
a new
that
tab
we
here
ended up
and see
doing,
what
that
the
we ended up pulling up
newest
to,
stuff is on his
which then
on his
we got out,
on his record here.
and,
So he had a
the
notice of a
lights on,
supplemental discovery and
and,
addendum to
we
on
walked up to the,
123. So let's take a
individuals.
quick look at this
He
while we
ended
have
up,
it.
Not saying that he was a
As it
police
loads.
officer, but he said he's a law enforcement.
We're at 23 minutes right now,
Which
so
then
we'll
he
wrap this up
also
shortly.
asked
We'll
for
just
their
go through these. We'll
IDs,
just blast
which
through
then
them
we
pretty
went
fast.
back into the vehicle.
So this was
put,
State of Florida Department of
the
Corrections, sending
IDs
addendum to violation
into,
report dated to
the
the Honorable
scanner
James.
printer combo that he had in his,
to the Honorable Judge
the
Wayne C.
SUV,
Wooten.
which
Named
then made,
Jeremy
because
Charles
he made
DeWitt,
photocopies
Ninth
of
Circuit,
it,
which is the one they're always in mandatory
and,
retaking form,
he ended up
or retaking from not
saving
available.
the,
Officer James
the
Woods.
photo, the scanned photo
Scheduled termination
of the
date.
IDs
That is when they're going
all
to put
onto his
Jeremy to
computer,
sleep. No,
which, again,
I have no
I
idea.
don't-
That the scheduled
I
termination
don't
date
know
was
why
probably
he did
the
it,
end
but
of
he
his
did it,
probation or
know.
probationary period, but
And
he screwed
then,
that up. So non-compliance with
location
conditions is a violation of
this was
probation.
at was,
In custody, current address, Orange
what
County
they
Jail.
refer to
We all
down
know
in,
that. I think he's in Horizon
Orlando,
now, being
which is
held
called,
because of the other
a lot
charges.
of people call it
So let's read how the violation occurred. Violation of special condition of the court order of probation by failing to comply with the instructions given him by the court and his grounds for belief that the offender violated his probation, which clearly he did. He stayed in the house for like an hour.
There was a few other ones that
Officer James Wood states on 9/21/2022, the offender was instructed to permanently close, delete official Metro State YouTube channel and provide proof to probation within 60 days. 60 days. YouTube could move fast within 60 days
canceling a lot of the
release of
contracts,
these
which
closures,
where
and the
it
offender
started
did
going
fail to carry
downhill,
out this instructed
because
as of
of how he was running it and how he was trying to
11/17/2022,
do
which we
things.
all know.
So
On
he was the
9/21/2022,
day-to-day
2022,
operations
the
guy.
offender
He
was
the one
instructed to
that you
permanently close,
contacted.
delete official Metro State YouTube channel and provide proof
Correct.
to probation within 60
There was
days.
an
I don't know
incident
why that
also when
changed
you guys
place.
were out on the highway.
Yes.
All right, so additional violations. Violation
along
of
at a
special condition of
pretty good
the
clip,
order of
and
probation by failing to
It
follow
was,
the rules of
so
electronic
we were running
monitoring
down the highway,
and as grounds for
there
belief that
was,
the offender
me,
violated his probation. Officer James Wood states that on 11/29/2022, Jeremy DeWitt refused to follow the rules of electronic monitoring by failing to answer the tracking device and follow instructions given to him by his probation officer. This was when he was holed up in his house, maybe doing a video on the roof. I don't know what he was doing. Maybe he's going to claim he was in a deep slumber. Or I don't know what he was doing. He's probably going to bring the baby into this to make it seem more like he was like a caring individual and be like, I was feeding the baby, she was crying, she was throwing up, she was this, she was that, she had a cell phone thrown at her head, so I had to help her out. I had to give her medical care. Who knows what his
I can't
excuse
believe how
will be,
brazen he is
but
about all
they
this stuff.
rung him up on
And
the,
I can
on
understand
the
how
GPS monitoring devices on his ankle.
He is a very
and,
dynamic.
They're just like,
He has a very dynamic
hey,
personality.
come on out, we're
he
outside.
comes across as being
And
a
he's
real
just
thing.
like, yep, no, not yet,
And
not
those are
ready.
pathological
That's a
liars.
good move, Jeremy. Good move
And,
to get you
and
right
as
into
you
prison.
found out,
Because you could have
I
got
seen
off
some
maybe
of
on a
the videos
technicality
that
with
he's
YouTube
never
saying,
been
oh,
in the
YouTube
military.
moving slowly, yada, yada, yada. But now that you violated with a second item, is pretty damning.
Because
So on 9/17, the offender was, all right, so this is again, he was, all right, so he's placed on GPS monitoring for 2 years.
Yeah, we even
On
did
9/12/2022, the offender was instructed on the electronic monitoring equipment assignment rules. The Rule 15 states the offender must respond immediately to all messages, phone calls sent to your tracking device. I don't know what these look like, if they're like pagers strapped to your leg, I think is kind of what they look like. Maybe it's got two-way communication, I don't know. When contacted, you must follow any instructions given to you by a probation officer or the monitoring center itself, or staff. Which is true, because he's not free, he's on probation. It's an alternate sentence to being in jail. You're basically serving your sentence at your house. The offender's GPS points had him at his residence on 11/29 at approximately 1:43 in the afternoon. This officer called the offender's residence, called the tracking device multiple times, and the offender failed to answer the tracking device. This officer sent a message to the offender through Attenti. I guess that's a program that they use. It was like attention, like, hey,
the guy,
listen, loser,
one of the two
come on.
sheriffs came out
to his tracking device,
out to
instructing
it.
the offender to come outside. The
And,
offender acknowledged the
that
message
was,
on his tracking
he
device
threw
for him to come outside, and the
airsoft
offender
gun
failed to
as
follow
fast,
the
as quick as he
instructions.
could
So there it is.
and as
It should be
far
noted
away
that this
from him.
offender could hear the tracking device
I always
ringing
even
from the
asked him, I said,
offender's
"Why did
front
you do that?" He
porch.
goes,
So he was on the
I
front
don't want
porch,
the officer to think
and he
it's,
could hear the
that
device
it's real
going
or
off,
something.
and Jeremy still
I
did
said,
not
"Okay,
come
whatever."
out.
So yeah.
So let's see. Also, by failing to allow his officer to visit in his home or
No,
elsewhere
he
as grounds
was-
for
it was
belief that
all-
the offender violated
all
his probation.
airsoft
So yes,
guns,
when you're on
which we
probation,
got
probation
from a
can
gentleman
enter your house
who
at any time, at
was,
any hour of any day. Don't need to give a heads
Muslim
up. They're coming
that
in.
we would
They
go-
knock
it
on that
was
door.
a
You got to let them in.
building that had inside
Part of the
building
conditions
was
of
like a
probation.
flea market type deal,
So that was at his
that's where he
2404
bought
Court
all
Terrace
his
in
stuff.
Kissimmee. On 11/29/2022
down
at
to
approximately
handcuffs,
1:43 in the afternoon, this officer and Supervisor Steinmeier
batons,
attempted to make face-to-face
duty
contact
belts,
with the offender at his
stuff like
residence.
that.
The offender's GPS points had
So he was
him
buying
at his
all this
residence.
stuff from a flea
This officer
market,
called the
not
offender's
reputable
cell phone
uniform
number
shop.
and the tracking device
it's,
multiple times. The
That
offender
answers a
failed to
lot.
answer his phone and the tracking device. It should be
And
noted
I just,
that this
this
officer
is
could
crazy.
hear the
So
offender's
you
tracking
actually
device
saw
ringing
him
as the
wearing
officer
the,
made
military
calls.
dress greens uniform?
This
Yeah,
officer
there was,
sent a message
one
through a
morning
tintai,
that
so I
right
guess you
before
could
we
get
ended up
like
going on
pages, like
duty,
little
he
messages.
was wearing
to his tracking device,
whole
instructing the
Class
offender
A,
to come
straight
outside.
from
So Jeremy
top to
knew,
bottom.
hey, they're here,
It
and
was
they
the
want me to come
brown
outside, and he
gray,
still didn't. The offender acknowledged this message,
the Ranger
so I guess he
gray.
clicked on the button that he received it.
He
The officer and
had,
Supervisor Steinmeier knocked on the front
What
door
rank
and
was
rang
he
the
wearing
ring
at that
doorbell
There was a
multiple times.
lieutenant rank.
Would be nice to have
at
Jennifer
one
put up
time
that
I
ring
saw
doorbell.
him, and then it went
For this
to
instance,
a,
it would be interesting. This officer called for the offender, and the offender did not answer the front door. This officer knocked on the front window and called for the offender to come back to the door, and the
think
offender
Major.
did not answer.
Okay.
Supervisor
So he promoted
Steinmeier walked
himself
around
from
back
lieutenant to major.
to
That's-
knock on the
He never-
side
he never
window,
had- I
and the
didn't ever see
offender
him wear
failed
captain
to
ones or anything,
answer.
captain one,
The offender's
but it was
GPS had the
still-
offender at home,
it went
and he
from
acknowledged
lieutenant
the
to
messaging
major.
requesting him to come
And,
outside. So
yeah,
he
he
got the
had
messages,
every
and he failed to come
story
outside. By his actions
could
above, the
tell
offender
you.
failed
And it was like he was
Failed
living
permit this-
someone's military
failed to
life.
permit. They forgot a 2 in here.
And it
So
just
failed to
wasn't
permit
his.
this officer to visit
Exactly.
him at his home.
Did he
Additional
ever mention special
violations.
forces during that time?
Violation condition of the order of sex offender probation by failing to live without violating any law by committing the crime, criminal offense of failure to report change in vehicles.
His wife is
Yep,
in the
we know that
picture.
one.
He's wearing full dress greens.
Another one of that.
The minute I saw
report
it,
change of
I
vehicles.
saw the crossed arrows.
Failing
that's
to live
special
without violating
forces.
law,
No
warrant issued
special
for criminal
forces
offense of
officer is
failure to
gonna wear
report
an
and change of
11,
vehicles a couple of times. Oh, so they hit him with
infantryman's
every
blue cord on
vehicle.
that
So you could
uniform. That
see
just-
how pissed
no,
off
they
they
don't
were.
do that.
Because they hit him with
He's got a
every
silver
vehicle that he
star,
had
and then
in his name.
In my previous video, we tried to identify as many
they hit him
ribbons
with.
as we could. There was
Because
one in
he
there that was a
failed to
Purple Heart.
report,
Did you buy any of
because I
those
guess he was
ribbons
living in
for
a
I was
hotel,
actually
so he had to
just about to say
report
yes.
that he was
Purple
there for
Heart,
more,
yes.
because I think he said he
I
was there
ended
for
up
a
buying
week.
quite a bit of the
If
ribbons
it's more than
for him.
48 hours, you have to report it. So obviously he went home,
the
never
Purple
reported
Heart.
that he was home. Obviously the GPS monitoring is going to know where you're at. But yeah, so
He
they
ended up
caught him a
having-
lot of times.
I ended up also getting him.
All right, and then he also knowingly provided false registration information by act or omission on
CQB,
12/8 in Osceola County, Florida.
The close quarter
As grounds for
combat
belief that the offender violated his probation.
badge as well. Which
So yeah.
I'm surprised, you know.
It says here, I must report any changes in vehicles owned
Which
within
I've been
48 hours
I
of this
looked all
person's
night
sheriff's
last night
office.
trying to find everything, but I
Knowingly
can't
providing
get into
false
one email
registration
address.
information
His
by
phone
act
number's not
or
the same, as
whatever
well
that
as
is,
I
and a
don't
third-degree
have
felony.
have a backup recovery email.
vehicles
Somebody
owned,
forgot
just
to
goes
get
into
back
the
to me.
definition of that.
Right.
The
Yeah, 'cause you
Osceola
provided
County
those
Sheriff's Office
emails,
is
and
continuing
they
the
were
process
pretty
of ensuring
telling.
compliance
I mean,
of these
I did
sexual
some
offenders
vetting on Roger.
and predators
I-
within Osceola
just
County
because of the nature
and
of this
across the
whole
country.
Jeremy DeWitt thing.
Let's see here.
And, you know, I find
Detective E. Edwards
Roger
arrived
very
24
credible.
Kissimmee in
He's
reference to the
provided me
address
with a lot of
verification
stuff
and
that
service
I never even
of
asked
felony
for,
warrant for
so,
convicted and registered
and
offender Jeremy
I'm
DeWitt.
sure that Jeremy
November
is
22nd, a felony warrant was
probably-
issued for
he's
Jeremy
doing
out of
his
Orange
own
County
videos
reference
now on the
because
Metro State,
for falsely
day in the
impersonating
life
for his
of
original
Dale
charge of
Dewitt.
falsely impersonating a
And
officer.
I'm sure there'll
Jeremy
be some
refused
kind
to
of response to
surrender.
this, 'cause he's
There it
already
is,
kinda
right there. Jeremy
hinted about
refused to
retired guys
surrender.
not having enough
And after a
clearance
few
to see
hours,
his
a
records.
few
And there's no
hours,
such thing as classified military
Jeremy was
records.
taken
No.
into
Any of your
custody without
schools, any
incident.
of
He
that
was probably
stuff,
bawling his eyes out,
nothing more than
calling his
request an
family, calling
NPRC,
Amir
you
to
get
beg
all
him
that.
to have Amir
He,
come there and save the day
he is
and have the
definitely,
police dispense and go home
very
without Jeremy going to
believable,
jail, which was
was
never
pretty
going
obvious.
to happen.
He always had an excuse
And they
for
observed
everything that, you know,
a
required
black
him to have
Dodge
an ID
Charger
card.
backed into the
Any of
driveway of the
that
residence,
stuff.
and they spoke with
It's
Jeremy's
just
probation officer, who
really
advised that the vehicle
amazing,
was Jeremy's and that he does,
some of the
in fact,
stuff
drive the
that-
vehicle.
that,
I don't know if he's
that he
provided
had to
any
do.
vehicles while he was
And
driving
there's a
around
lot
in that
of
vehicle. I believe he
additional,
did.
I mean, police
Provided
impersonation
the
stuff.
detective with the
Yeah,
Florida
well,
tag number. The
even
tag
though he
came
didn't
back to a
identify
2013
himself as a police
black
officer,
Dodge,
he is
registered to
acting out
Metro
as a
State
police
Emergency
officer.
Medical
Jeremy
Services.
couldn't be a licensed
Interesting. So
security officer
he
because
sold
of
it
his
to
felonies. So
Jennifer's
he was kind of doing that through you
ambulance
guys,
company.
and
Correct.
you've
Upon
already
reviewing the
reached
title
out
for the
to one of your
vehicle,
buddies,
Detective E.
Yeah.
Edwards
and we're not
discovered
gonna mention his
Metro
name,
State
but,
Emergency Medical Service
I mean,
is a fictitious
at some
name,
point,
and Jeremy
I'm
was the owner of the.
probably
Oh, all right. So
talk to Sergeant Blue Bacon.
this isn't the
and have
ambulance
him
service that Jennifer
explore
owns.
this
This
even
is a
deeper
fictitious
on
name
the,
that Jeremy made up.
on the
Jeremy signed the
police
vehicle's title with his
impersonation
name
stuff.
and provided his driver's license
just because I
as he's
think
the
there's a
owner.
lot more
This
to
transaction
this
occurred on
that's been
October
going
10th, so
on
that's
for a
where
much longer
the
time
failure
frame.
to register comes
Because we're going
in.
back
So this
08,
goes through with a
09,
whole
and
slew
this
of
is
information here.
before,
I'm not going to read it
Jeremy
all. If you
started
want
his
to
own
pause your
business.
screen just to take
But,
take
he
it
was
all
doing
in.
this stuff for
That's
quite a
interesting.
while.
Just do
Which,
so.
again, and I'll even.
It's a lot of stuff to take
He
in.
reached out to me after I already left.
And
the
here's
company.
his prior community supervision history.
He ended up asking.
Supervision length 6
back
years,
then
7 months,
because
5
what
years,
was
6
happening
months,
with
3 years,
his-
1 year, 3 year, 1
is
year,
what I
1
understood. I
year.
thought Luann
And I think out of
or
5 or
Luann
6 of
was,
these, out of the 1, 2, 3, 4,
was his
5,
mother
6, 7,
or
8,
his
9.
stepmother or
Other than
something
9 of
along
them, I
that
think
line.
he's 6 or so.
They ended up disbanding.
Actually, 1, 2, 3,
security
4,
side,
5, 6,
which-
7, 8, 9.
Like I
No,
said,
he might be
you were
batting
new in the
1,000
military,
because
you were
there's 9 here.
impressionable. He's coming
And
across
there's
as
9
a
charges,
commissioned
but you'd
officer.
have to match them up.
You know,
I'm
chances you
sure
have
some of them
questions for
he
him.
completed.
You're not going to question.
You would just have to look at all the dates here because you
military
could
service.
you could
No,
violate
I-
it.
and I-
You
and
could
I-
violate
I-
one more than once.
I usually
which I see
don't,
here.
but
10,
since
7,
with
10,
all this whole
7,
stolen valor
618,
stuff now,
618
it's
might be
it's so common.
Yes, so
And I just
that
it
case
makes
was
me
twice,
sick to my stomach.
and this
You
case was
know?
twice.
It's like, really?
327 and
You're
430.
wearing that uniform and telling
So
people,
employment, unemployed,
who-
no unemployment
who you
history.
think you
So
are.
this is the only job he's ever
And,
had. It seems.
Our brothers and sisters
Public
died
service
in that
work,
uniform.
none. Treatment
And now
status.
you want to sit here and say that you were? It's
Apparently, he
just-
went to
it makes
ex-offender
my mind
treatment
boggle.
and was successful
And
on
it makes me wanna
6/24/2009.
So,
Goes through the status of other
So-
special conditions.
all right. Well, I think I'm going to end the interview for now.
We'll let
and
you
we're
pause
probably gonna
there and
do
go
more.
through
We'll
all
probably
that.
do
No
some
driving.
Zoom-
Driver's license
Zoom
revoked,
interviews. I'd like
suspended.
to also
2022
reach out
to
you, Fred. You can have him
2026.
Reach out to me.
Okay.
And,
Not
we
completed,
can
so he can't drive until
collaborate a little bit
2026.
more. I need
But
to
yet he goes
get a hold
out
of Blue
and
Bacon and
he
see,
gets a course for a CDL
if
license,
he would like to do
which they'll
something with this
they'll
as
probably
well.
never give
Just
him.
on the other stuff, just on the
But yeah,
security
no
side
driving.
of it,
Driver's
some of
license
the,
revoked, suspended
stuff he
from
was
9/10/2022
doing, illegal stuff he was doing
to
then.
9/9/2026.
But hey,
2026.
just so you know,
his
guys,
driver's license
this
was
thing
suspended.
is out
It
of
looks
control.
like
The stuff
for
just keeps
4
snowballing.
years.
And the more people
He's currently
that
in
see this
custody.
out
The
on
officer is
YouTube,
recommending the
the
offender's
bigger the
probation be
snowball
revoked
is
and he be
getting.
sentenced to prison sentence.
And
The
it's
offender
amazing
which,
how far
justice
back
failed
now
to
this
comply with all the
goes.
instructions given
Now,
to
in
him.
2010,
So yeah, he may
supposedly is
face
when Jeremy
significant
started
time.
funeral escort business, and I'm assuming
The offender has been placed
we're gonna
on
close
6
it out
forms
for
of
now.
community
Hey, if you like the
supervision and
content, make sure you
revoked
hit
on
the
5
subscribe
of the
button.
previous
Hit that
terms
bell
of
for
supervision.
notifications
So
on new
5 is
uploads.
batting 5 out of
Thumbs up,
6.
thumbs
He's
down,
almost
don't
at
care, just let me know
100%
you're there.
fail rate.
And have a great day.
But that is our Jeremy
I
DeWitt.
just want to thank everybody
So
for
that's all I got
watching
for
the
you now.
video.
I'm still waiting for some more
and the
body
interview.
camera to come in.
Like
so
I
that way we
said,
can get
I'm
up
going to be
some
reaching out
unique
to
body
Blue
camera.
Bacon and
But that is
see
it
if
for
we can
now.
Explore this even further than
I'll be going
I did
forward
here.
with some
I mainly
new
deal
Jeremy
with the
DeWitt
stolen valor
content
side of it.
because as we can see here,
Sergeant Blue
let's
Bacon
just take
will
a
probably
brief
get
look
into
at this
a little bit
note,
more on
supplement
the
here.
security side
Comes
of
down
it
the state of
and,
Florida, buying through the undersigned
some
state
of the
attorney, hereby makes
shenanigans
the following
that,
information
Omarski
available to
was
the defense
pulling
as states
when
follow
he was the
disclose
daily
arrest second
operations guy
amendment
for the,
VOP,
business
so
before
violation
it
of probation packet to the
went out of
defense on
business
file
in,
via
April
email.
of
So basically everything that we
2009.
just went through
So anyway,
they gave
thanks
to
for watching. Have a great
Renee
day.
and Law. So it looks like Amir is going to handle the insurance part of
Wearing
things,
28 unearned awards.
which should
28.
get
He
interesting.
never earned
And there is
valor
going to be two hearings,
figure out
one
his
on
entire
February
life, his entire
20th
persona
and
was
one on
fraud.
February 23rd.
They
So
are the
Jeremy's going to be
voices
sent
of
in
those
jail
who
at
defend
least
valor against
for about
those
another
who would
month,
steal
about
it.
a little over 3 weeks.
will stand right
So there you have it, everybody. There's a little bit of update on Jeremy DeWitt. A little kickback on PT or Petard, since he's the one with the initials. He is the true Petard since he
They say an
initialed
epidemic
himself
is
like
spreading
that.
across America. An epidemic of lies.
Well, some other people like to call him P-Lube. Maybe we'll have to do a song with the P-Lube song. I don't know. Maybe we'll come up with something interesting. We'll do something different on this channel. I don't know. But I just wanted to let you guys know, to let the truth come out on what had
they are
happened.
veterans, lawmakers, Americans, and heroes fighting
Because,
to protect
let's see
valor.
here. This was,
Stolen
I don't know how
valor.
this went into stolen
He is
valor.
lying.
Hey guys, welcome to the
War Master Sergeant retired. This just
You're
kept
looking at
on
his
playing.
words, his comments.
But yeah, right
You know
here.
he's a known
Yep,
liar.
22
He's
hours ago it was
lied
put
about a
up.
bunch of
Interesting.
stuff.
Very
Sorry,
interesting,
digesting,
PT.
but I don't know why you're
Logan.
going this route and trying to be so hostile toward other countries.
Very, very interesting.
And
But
lying.
then again,
You're gonna
things
do
are going to
something,
get
just be
very,
honest about it.
very interesting.
Otherwise, nobody can trust
But yeah, no. All right,
he's
so
trying to
you're right.
confuse people online.
I had a hand in you being taken down, your channel being taken down. But that's because you committed a felony.
They took down the police tube channel.
And
They
YouTube
said
caught
correctly
that.
because of
And law enforcement
DeWitt
now caught that.
claiming
It's
that
now
he
in the
committed
hands of
fraud.
law
And
enforcement.
also have
And that's where it's
paperwork
going to
digested
stay
DeWitt
until
filled
it
out
is
and filed
alleviated.
complaining to the
So yeah, I had that call today with the
saying that they
FBI,
need to
just to
investigate these
recoup,
tubes
in
of
case
leads.
you're just catching in
I
the
don't know
tail
what
end of this
his
video,
purpose was there.
or you
I think he
just
made
trying trying to catch it in the highlight reel. But yes, so
going to be filing police reports. Oh, that's right. He said he's going to file a police
it's crazy
report
how he's
because
blaming
PoliceTube
me
is
for taking
cloning
down his
voice
channel
now,
when
making
he
him
was
say
if he
things
never
he's never
sent
said.
that
And
fake
then in the
federal
same
lawsuit,
video, he said that PoliceTube is releasing.
he wouldn't be in trouble with the FBI. He'd still have his channel and he'd still have 100,000 subscribers. Mainly half of them he probably paid for. But regardless of the fact, he'd still have his channel and he'd still be creating content. But he pushed the limits like all criminals do. They push the limits.
He's going to report
And it catches up with you. And it will catch up with him. But there's going to be plenty more channels. One channel goes down, 10 more come up. So, goodbye, PoliceTube. Hello, 10 more people taking his place. And it's going to be no loss to society whatsoever. We all know that. I'm going to try and get more videos out to you guys. It's been tough with work. Work's been taking up a majority of my time, unfortunately. So that's why you don't see me as much, which is unfortunate because I would love to do more videos. But that's all I got for you today. 40 minutes of content. I'm sorry if I babbled and went on, but I just wanted to go over some Jeremy content, clear up some lies that PoliceTube had been putting out. But yeah, the only petard group is PoliceTube and his cohorts. Some may be down under, some would say. Just saying. But yeah, I had a very alarming conversation with the Federal Bureau of Investigation, not some other three-letter FBI like female body inspector. No, it was the Federal Bureau of Investigation, which is interesting. So
the only Sarah that I know is Keith Conover's wife, who got on the phone.
You should have just stuck to creating content and not controversy and not pushing your boundaries. But criminals like to do that. They like to see how much they could get away with. Look at Jeremy, for instance, and now look at PoliceTube. One and the same. The other brother may be Jeremy DeWitt's brother. To be honest with you, maybe that's why he created that, because he feels connected to Jeremy. That's why he was so involved and invested and spent all of his time with this. I'm not sure exactly what Logan does for a living. I wouldn't be surprised if it's something that does with VoIP, which is voice over IP, voice over internet protocol, voice over internet. For layman's terms, just because of the numbers that he has, and the websites he's had in the past. He's had probably, 30 websites that at least I've been able to find, because he's emailed me from different subdomains, which I'll come back and link him to all these weird queer channels. Oh, sorry, I wasn't supposed to say that Q word. I do not say that in a derogatory manner. Logan will know what I'm talking about, and it's not a derogatory term against Logan. It's just in reference to one of his websites that he had registered, which I don't know. Kind of makes you wonder. So, but we do know that he has a son and a father. I don't think he has a wife. I don't know. Could have killed her. I'm sure she probably left him. Who knows? I don't know. I'm going to stop guessing because truly I don't care. Somebody asked me to make a video just because, just like a shot back, because it's kind of crazy that he would keep on poking the bear, so to speak, like Jeremy does. But he's poking a very large federal bear. And it's going to come back and consume him whole. So that's all I got for you guys today. Hope you liked it. Stick around. There's going to be a lot of different content coming up as soon as I get some of these body cameras back. What I did is I've gotten a lot of recent cases, so I'm waiting for them to be released. I didn't go back like 6 months and try and get body camera footage. I went through departments and tried to get body camera footage for like instances that were less than 30 days old, so fresh things that have happened around the country, like around Salt Lake. So it should be interesting. We'll go over all that stuff, and we'll see what this channel morphs into. So it's going to be a good channel. Stick around. There's going to be no more PT business to have to deal with or anything like that. And then I don't know. Maybe we'll do a movie on the channel. The life, or the rise and demise of PTube. I don't know. we'll see how it goes. All right, guys, have a good night. Have a good weekend. Watch some football, some good games this weekend. Hopefully my Chiefs can pull it off. We'll see what happens. Who knows? Anything could happen. It's the playoffs, and it's championship weekend. My Chiefs, 5-time consecutive AFC champion, or AFC, hosting the AFC championship game, so we'll see if they could pull out a win. I can't see Joe Burrow winning 4 times against Mahomes, but Mahomes does have a bad ankle. That's a whole totally different story. We're not even a football channel. I mean, we could be, but enjoy the weekend, everybody, and thanks for watching, and I will be talking to you guys soon. Take care.
But they call themselves the